Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs win. Cry, Eagles, cry.
Great, excited to be back in the league.
You know, every day I got the Three Stooges in the studio with me is a good fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So let's make sure he gets that bag.
Frauds, frauds. Woo!
Justin's way ahead in picks. That's all that you need to fucking know.
Show's over.
Show's over. We're going home. I would like to welcome you back to another page of the Playbook Sports Podcast.
Something new we're gonna do today for the first time, and I think I don't know where I saw this or I saw the idea of it, but QB draft. So everybody got a pick. I did a random order. Of course, I got freaking last. I even tried to cheese it by putting my name in last. I was like, haha, if I put my name in the randomizer last, there's no way they'll be fourth. I was fourth, so that sucks. So I've learned my lesson. That's what I get. But we're just each going to draft a quarterback, and we're going to do 5 rounds. So 20 picks between the 4 of us total. And we're going to draft, the best 5 quarterbacks that we can. And this will be kind of a fun thing to do. I'm interested to see who goes where and what everybody thinks about it. And Addison is on the clock at 1. And this is one of those moments where you're sprinting to the podium.
Yeah, man. I don't know who to take, though. If I'm being honest, I might take Mitch. Nah. Obviously, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I said I wasn't going to say anything, but I'll just say this. 5 years, over 200 total touchdowns. Guy finished for 4,800 yards on average. So is at a 67% completion percentage. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins, 2 MVPs, 5 AFC championship games. All home. That's all I got to say because it's Mahomes. Come on, baby.
That's all you have to say. He's too dang good. So the draft will actually start now at pick number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, pick number 2, probably the hardest pick of this whole draft.
Yeah.
Because part of me, like, you look at upside, and so many of these players have huge upside, but I got to go with the person that's been winning ever since they got out of injury, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Man, this guy in the beginning of the season, you can pull up the receipts. I called him Joe overrated with Colin.
We all did.
He proved me wrong again. He just does it. He just proves me wrong. And I hate this guy. I hate this man. I hate this man.
And he is just getting started.
But you can't deny all he does is win. And he's got that energy. He's got that fire. Been to 2 AFC championships games, been to a Super Bowl, unfortunately lost it. But like, even when he was there, like, played his ass off, this man just wins. And granted, he has like killer receivers, and Pat Mahomes, he makes everyone around him greater. And we don't know what he would be without those receivers yet, but just what he's doing now, like, he's methodically driving down this field. He's never counted out in any game. I gotta go Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think that's the safe pick at number 2 for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Colin, pick number 3. Who are you taking?
So this is the fun time in the draft. Whenever I read the Texas top 20 quarterbacks, which didn't say all time or current, and my mind just went to all time. So I prepped for all. So Addison Mahomes, I was like, okay, maybe. But then Burrow at 2, I was like, okay, this has to be current quarterbacks because there's no way in hell Joe Burrow's going 2. So we're doing this on the fly because I prepared for all time, obviously.
He's going Tom Brady, number 3.
But I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts at 3.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Sleeper. You talk about winning, Sage. I mean, first year they go to the playoffs, unexpected. He takes over for, a shitty Wentz. Takes over that team. First year, Sirianni goes to the playoffs. They get throttled by the Bucs, but reigning Super Bowl champions, Tampa. This year, obviously, you talk about, what was he, 16-1 as a starter. Go all the Super Bowl, exceed all expectations, lose in the Super Bowl, but lose by 3 on a walk-off field goal to maybe the GOAT. I'm taking Jalen Hurts at 2. What more do you need to prove other than winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I like that.
The Super Bowl was his best game ever.
It really was, man. He balled out. Lights were the brightest.
And I know you can't, play the what if game, but that fumble 6, man, if he doesn't turn it over there.
Oh, man.
Do they blow them out? Is it even a game? So I'll take Hurts.
See, and I think you think that I won't take Josh Allen because I don't like Josh Allen. You think he'll slip to you. It ain't happening. Because at pick 4, obviously, I have to take Josh Allen. I don't have a choice.
I think I knew the next 2 that were going to go. I was ready for it.
See, I don't know who I take because I got back-to-back here is the problem with picking it, last year. Because I've got options. But I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going Allen at 4, and I'm going Lamar Jackson at 5.
Fuck you.
Hmm.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
MVP winner, obviously one of the most dynamic athletes in the NFL. Obviously he was hurt, banged up this year, but I think he probably could have played if he was on a full long-term guaranteed contract of some sort. I think he plays through whatever injury he has. And I'm going Lamar. Like I said, MVP on my list here. There's really no other MVPs until you get to Aaron Rodgers if you want him, and he's old, or Tom Brady who's retired. You can't even take him. Or, there's not many MVPs on here, but Lamar Jackson is young, MVP. Give me Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I love those back-to-back picks.
Oh, that was my next pick, Nate. Lamar Jackson. Damn it.
Yes.
This one's tough because you go to obviously my picks between two guys that played each other in the first round of the playoffs this past year, and I think I'm taking the guy who won the matchup.
Yeah.
Guy who I think does have the more upside. You can talk about a social media quarterback all you want. I'm taking Sunshine.
Yeah.
I'm taking Lawrence, Jacksonville Jags.
I love that pick. I almost took him.
I was gonna say, man, I probably would have taken him 4th.
Hey, I had Lawrence at my 4.
Yeah.
Lawrence is.
I got excited.
Pretty high on my list.
Lawrence is, I had Lawrence at 5. But I love Lamar and Josh Allen. I've always loved Lamar Jackson. I can't deny it. Like, Josh Allen was listed at 3rd for me, so I had to take Allen. And then Lamar was a couple spots down my list, but I wanted to hurt Sage a little bit.
Yeah, no shot. That's why you take Austin Tucker every year in our draft.
Clear 1 with Mahomes, and then a clear 2 with Burrow, and then 3 through 6 were kind of
Murky.
and 3 through 7 really.
Yeah.
Assuming Sage, I think is 7.
Yeah,
Three-
yeah.
My list were all kind of, any order. I'm not complaining.
You already good?
Yep.
All right. Yep. Number 7. This is the end of the murkiness. Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Gotta go Herbert. Social media quarterback. Dude threw for 4,700 yards this year. He just throws touchdowns. I mean, granted, like, his offensive scheming could be a little better, but I'd blame that on coordination or offensive coordinator. He's got it all, man. Like, he can throw 40 yards on a rope.
Yeah.
He can run. He's tough as nails. I mean, dude's gone through some injuries and he plays through all of them. I mean, he was thrust into the spotlight right after Tyrod Taylor went down with that pierced lung.
What do you mean when he was stabbed by the doctor?
Yeah.
Right.
Sabotaged.
Sabotage is right.
That
Yeah.
doctor had some money against the Chargers, and then Justin Herbert came in and did his shit.
And that backfired. Yeah.
Yeah, give me Herbert.
It's a great pick. Addison on the clock, back-to-back picks.
Man, I mean, if we're gonna talk about MVPs, you guys gonna let this guy slip to me. I gotta take Rodgers at 8, albeit old for sure, but I am taking him over anybody left. I think that's appropriate for Aaron Rodgers underneath a lot of these young guns just for the future. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to win right now and you have Aaron Rodgers at your quarterback, you can't be too upset.
Agreed.
Now my next pick. Now this is where it gets tough because I look around and this is, I think, a step down from the rest. 2 is there obviously, but man, the injuries with the concussions, like, I hate to joke and like say it, but what happens when he gets 1 more? Like you know what I mean? Or God forbid he gets 2 in 2 months, you know what I mean? Situation like, is he done?
Right.
And I think you got to take that into account. And I'm high on this guy. And I always say, man, if there's a list of QBs that can win you a Super Bowl, this guy's right there at the end of the list. He's sneaking on. I always say, give me Dak Prescott.
I like that.
Tua's health is the question mark. Russell's age is there for me as well. Dak coming into the prime, I guess you could say, of his career. It's the limelight for him, where he can still do everything. And just looking around, I mean, Danny Dimes had an okay year, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Geno had an okay year, but I just don't buy in on Geno, so I can't have him as high. But give me Dak Prescott for my back-to-back Rodgers and Dak.
I like it. I like that. Sage on the clock.
Good stuff. Yeah, man. Again, I'm looking at a few names right now, and I'm looking between 3, and I have them ranked. And then when you're on the clock, you're like, I don't know what the next
Do I do
ranked
it?
So I'm gonna have to skip on my main man. I'm gonna have to go with Kyler Murray.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
just
ACL
think-
there, but he still produces, man.
Yeah,
I
he
like-
produces when he's healthy. Dude knows what he's doing. He's got a rocket for an arm still. When he can see over his linemen, he hits his receivers.
He can see over his lineman.
Hey, but when he's got those receivers going, I mean, he's had, besides D-Hop, like, not great wide receiver help, and he's produced numbers, you know?
Yeah.
I think the contract he got, he deserves, honestly. It's hard to find a quarterback in this league, and dude can play quarterback. He was number 1 overall pick for a reason. He can also run. Like, he doesn't need all these other things around him. He can improvise, and that's what I'm going to need on my team. Give me Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Okay. Good pick. Colin, pick 11.
All right, Murray. I'm starting to write these down so I can, jumble my head who's still available. This is a guy I had right there kind of in the Dak, Kyler Murray conversation as well. Kind of one of the most, overhated, I would say, but not really. I don't know how to describe this guy. I'm taking Kirko Chains, baby.
Kirko Chains.
I'm taking
I mean,
Kirk.
that guy's a 4,000 yard annual guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's getting you
I mean,
4K.
You look at his career like stats, like average seasons, like, I mean, just looking at numbers, you're like, holy cow, how is this guy not, in the top 10 conversation, at least as far as quarterbacks go?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's right.
And
11th,
then,
right?
then you look at the prime time and then at the
Right.
playoff wins.
Look
And then you're
at-
gotcha, Kirk.
Yeah. All right. I like that. All right. Well, I appreciate you boys for leaving me my guy, because obviously I'm going with Tua at 12. I mean, all he did this season was lead the NFL in QBR, throw for 3,000 something yards in only 13 games, put up 470 yards and 6 touchdowns in one game this year against a good defense. Was in MVP.
It wasn't a good defense yet.
Well, hey, it's still the Ravens. Like, at the end of the day, it's still the Baltimore freaking Ravens.
No, true. That,
Always
true.
good defense. Like, because you guys had most, like, I want to say Marlon played, so did Peters. Kyle Hamilton was out. Like, your defense was solid. It was still
We
good.
had everyone playing. We had
Everyone
everyone.
played.
We were learning.
And he's right now he's tied for 5th for next year's MVP odds, right? On any betting site you are right now, he's in 5th place for the betting odds. So I love that pick at 12. That is what I call value. And then at number 13, a guy that I also have really liked that's kind of got off the field issues, playing with one of our favorite rosters.
Damn it, man. I thought he was going
And Nate.
I thought
Give
he
me
was
Deshaun
shooting
Watson.
me.
Give me Deshaun Watson. Give me the massage boy.
He didn't even
That's
make
too
the
much
top 10.
talent. That's too much talent at 13 for me right there. He's so good. Like, you just got to look at what he's done. Yeah, he was rusty this year coming in. He's only going to get better. Like, it's still Deshaun Watson. And it's fun to make fun of him because he's had a really rough stretch of like 3 years here. But then you look at what he did in the league with the Houston Texans. I mean, they were a couple plays away from going to an AFC Championship game. I mean, he had them humming. So give me Deshaun Watson at pick 13. I'm grinning. Colin.
Oh, do I want to be a rat bastard or do I want to take who I think is a better quarterback right this second?
You want to do it.
Be a
Do it.
rat
'Cause I know exactly what you're talking about.
I want to be a rat bastard.
Do it.
Give me quarterback 1,
QB1.
Justin Fields.
Ooh.
You
Yeah.
talk about improvement year to year. If you can keep those legs healthy, man, watch out. That's all I'm going to say.
Freak
Get him.
athlete.
1, don't trade the 32nd pick in the draft for number 3 receiver, please, and get him a receiver and keep him upright, and he's going to be electric.
Yeah.
Sorry, Addison, I had to steal it because I know you wanted him.
Yeah.
I did, man. I wanted him back.
You wanted Watson and Fields on your wraparound picks, didn't you? Yes. Yes. I like it. Sage on the clock.
All right. Hey, you guys left me with the easiest pick of the draft, in my opinion.
Oh, you're on with your boy?
Give me your comeback player of the year, Geno Smith.
Love
All he did in his first year back is throw for more yards than Russell Wilson ever did in one season. That's all he did, you know?
Yeah, stud, man.
All he did was take the projected top 5 pick Seattle Seahawks to the playoffs. That's all he did.
Right.
I mean, all he did was not write back.
Not right back.
That's all he did. You know,
Yep.
this man's real. He's the real deal. And I was on him before anyone else. I got to double down with my boy Geno.
I like that. Yeah, you were all about Seattle. You and your Lions and Seahawks and Ravens. Those are your
Hey,
three
we,
teams. I
we
love
were
it.
3 electric teams for very
Three
different
electric
reasons.
teams. That's right. Addison, with your
Hey guys, this is Nate from the Playbook Sports Podcast, and I want to take a moment and thank today's sponsor, Gold Fine and Bowles Attorneys for the Injured. Established in 1962, these attorneys have served Central Illinois with dedication, care, and efficiency. In the last 10 years alone, they've recovered over $100 million in losses for their clients. Let me repeat that for you. Over $100 million for their clients. They specialize in workers' compensation, but are well-versed in automobile accidents, animal attacks, nursing home abuse, defective products, and wrongful death cases. If you're in need of any sort of legal representation, these fine gentlemen and their fantastic staff are available and are more than capable of helping you get what you are owed. Give them a phone call at 309-328-3997. Let me repeat that for you. 309-328-3997 and tell them that the Playbook Sports Podcast sent you. Gold Fine and Bowles, it's their experience that wins. Now let's get back to the video.
final 2 picks of the draft, where are you going?
Final 2 picks. So, man, I do think this guy's gonna bounce back a little bit. New head coach in town, new offensive guru in town, Sean Payton in town, Russell Wilson. Get a little disrespect because he had a struggle year. Don't get me wrong, it was bad. I mean, the fact that it was even close with the toilets to touchdowns or bathrooms to touchdown, whatever it was, that's a joke. But I'm thinking big bounce back here for Russ with the new offense, new guy that's like, hey, we're doing it my way because I know how to win, and we're sticking to the plan. We're going to do this. So give me Russell Wilson. And then for number 17, man, or 18, whatever, I think it's 17. I don't know if this is allowed, but give me Bryce Young.
Oh,
Oh, baby. Better than any other remaining quarterback, in my opinion. At least potentially could be right away. Looking around, I got Danny Dimes. I'm thinking he had a really good year with the legs. He had a really good, interesting team with the Giants defense with Saquon there. If he's in the perfect situation, maybe he's better, but I just don't believe in him. I mean, look around Derek Carr. Obviously, he's getting shipped out of Oakland for a reason. But if I'm thinking young quarterback coming in, man, Bryce Young, he's gonna be right around that top 15 range, immediate impact guy. You need Bryce Young better than the rest of these bums in the league.
all right, I'll allow it. I like it. Why
Come
not?
on.
Because he's definitely, in my opinion, the best quarterback coming out this season. So, like, yeah, we could do this where it's like, oh, maybe Anthony Richardson, but Bryce Young is the clear consensus #1 QB
Yeah, definitely.
in this draft. Now, no taking Caleb Williams or Drake May or anything like that. Colin, reading your mind. Huh?
Arch Manning.
Archie Manning, baby.
Come on, baby.
Well,
But Sage, you're on the clock now. Where are you finishing up with?
Hey, I gotta finish up with another one of my main men,
Do it.
Jared Goff.
Jared
I'll take Jared Goff.
Goff. Yes.
That was the one guy I was like, maybe I don't take Young because Goff, but it's just I've always sort of trashed on Goff a little bit, man. He got shipped out of LA for a reason. They're trying to win, and he said we cannot get rid of you quick enough.
Yeah, he did ball out for Detroit though.
He
Though,
balled
man.
out for
He
Detroit.
balled out, which led him to 1-4, and then still not making the playoffs.
Missing
And,
the playoffs by
1-6,
game.
almost making the play. Oh my gosh.
hey, that's impressive.
Let me just say, in 1 year, he changed from one of the most turnover-prone quarterbacks to a minuscule 1.2 interception percentage.
That's really good.
1.2. Most of that was a 9-game stretch. That was 15 touchdowns, no picks.
Damn. Yeah,
No
he had a big bounce back year. He needed it bad.
He needed it, but the Lions needed him to do that. He stepped up
Yes.
big. He's showing them, hey, you guys want a quarterback? Waste a pick.
Yep.
Or you
Yeah.
can pay.
I
This
like
is
it.
his 7th year in the league, and I don't know why, but every time I talk about Goff, it seems like it's always his 3rd year in the league in my mind.
Seriously.
I just think he's so young, and
Yeah.
he's like a vet now, a legit vet.
Yeah.
And
He's
he's
been up there, man.
through a Super Bowl. He's been to the playoffs. He's played the best game we're probably ever going to see. That
Yeah,
Chiefs
that was a
Rams.
wild Thursday night or Monday, whatever it was.
Yeah, that Monday night game, absolutely insane. Fireworks everywhere. Like, he's been a part of some of the greatest moments in the NFL the past 10 years, and he doesn't get enough respect for it.
That's fair. Okay, I like that. Colin, pick number 19. Where are you going?
Oh, look at this list. I've started writing out names as we've gone to try to help myself here. And this fits on this list that's left. But I'm taking who I think is the highest touted free agent. Second in this position. I'm taking Derek
Carr, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. Yeah, he got kicked out of Vegas, but I think that's more of a coaching versus quarterback philosophy, where they're like, you know what, we want our own guy. Like, it's Josh McDaniels' team now. Derek Carr's old regime. He's 31, so he's not old, and he's been solid, but he didn't do what they needed him to do. They lost in the playoffs with him last year, so I like that pick. I think he could bounce back, which puts me in a tough spot for my Mr. Irrelevant pick, because one of these players played all season, played in the playoffs, and that's Daniel Jones. He had a solid, if not spectacular season, 3,200 yards, 15 passing touchdowns is really bad, 5 interceptions, but he also had 708 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. So if you combine all of that, you've got a 4,000 yard player with 22 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's pretty dang solid. But one injury riddled season has us all forgetting about last year's Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford had a fantastic season 2 years ago with the Rams, led them to a Super Bowl. And yes, he was hurt this year, but I think he can bounce back if they don't blow it up, which who knows, they might blow it up. But I'm taking Daniel Jones. I've just talked myself into it. Younger quarterback, more mobile quarterback. He's put up all these numbers with who is his number 1 wide receiver? The ghost of Kenny Golladay.
Isaiah Hodgins.
Darius Slayton.
Richie James.
Yeah, Richie, exactly. Like, he's had no weapons.
My only thing with Stafford, man, is they're saying it's a neck injury, man. Like,
That's big.
The older guy, like,
Yeah.
they were worried. Like, it was just weird. They couldn't figure out really what was bothering him. And then they were like, all right, I guess it's his neck. Like, is it his elbow? Can he feel his arm all the way? He's getting up there in age. His body's been through hit after hit after hit in Detroit. He's put his body on line for teams that weren't winning. And he gets to go to LA, perfect time and win the chip. But, man, it seems like it's falling apart. But I don't know. I do like Stafford. But, man, he's just up there in injuries and age. It's just, is he one hit away from being benched for multiple games? It's like, damn.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
I think if I had 2 picks, I would go Jones and then wrap around Stafford. I think Stafford just misses out on the top 20 for me. But Daniel Jones is only 25 years old. Like, there's something, like, he feels like he's older than that, but he's only 25. And he's obviously athletic. And give him a number one. There's so many teams that need a number 1 wide receiver this offseason where they're like, if this quarterback gets a number 1, he could be really good.
Around the league, and it's like, who the hell is available? Like, Jacoby Myers is probably the best free agent, like true free agent receiver.
You might get a Christian
like,
type of deal.
You bring up D-Hop to the Ravens. Well, it's like, I hope he's willing to restructure his deal because my man's owed $30 million.
Right, he's owed so much money.
You willing to trade for this guy who's coming off PEDs? I will say, played well after he played in the 10 games, 11 games he was in, but just another year aged. And hey, if the Bears traded for D-Hop, I'm not going to sit there and be crying about it because he's obviously a good receiver, but is it worth the money? The situation, obviously, depending on how it goes, but it's like, that man's owed that's a big cap hit. You know what I mean? You're going to Arizona's not going to be just going, all right, we're just going to take the hit.
Right.
So it's either trade more. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. And receivers, you're not wrong, Nate. Jalen Hurts getting trounced in a playoff game. AJ Brown is a big addition to the team in the offseason. And I'm not saying he's the reason they made the Super Bowl. Obviously, it was Hurts, but it's like AJ Brown pole vaulted Hurts' progression, and look what happens. You make the Super Bowl because you went out and got number 1.
Right here. You go get Tua, Tyreek Hill. All of a sudden, he's in the MVP conversation. Go get Josh Allen, who was almost being viewed as a bust. Go get him Stephon Diggs, and now look how good he is. Like,
look
these
what
guys
happens
need
when you got a
receiver.
guy that's open every play. You know what I mean? An elite receiver. So.
Yep. So it makes it even harder to evaluate young quarterbacks, especially if they don't have that number 1, because it's like, okay, but give him a good receiver like all these other top quarterbacks have. Patrick Mahomes, his whole career had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. How do you not thrive with that? Well, he did it this year without Tyreek Hill, but give Tyreek Hill to another young quarterback. All of a sudden, that young quarterback has the best season of his career. Gives Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs. These guys need number 1 receivers to be able to evaluate them correctly, which makes it even more impressive that Lamar Jackson won an MVP without a number 1 wide receiver.
Oh, you want to hear the receivers Lamar Jackson won an MVP with?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Marquise Brown, Willie Snead, Seth Roberts,
Yeah,
Miles Boykin.
It's sad because that's probably his best receiving core.
That probably is the
You
best.
know what I
one
mean? Like
we have.
Willie Snead, at least he's made some plays. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I don't
Marcus
know.
Mariota, that's pathetic, man. That's pathetic.
Yeah, that makes it even more impressive. But
I-
like,
36 touchdowns that year.
Oh man,
Mhm.
Andrews had like 20. Not actually, but
20
I
touchdowns.
will say, to bring up Danny Dimes, man, and he's asking for 45 mil.
yeah,
though.
that's crazy.
Like he's asking for 45 million. What is the team?
baby.
Pay him,
Damn.
man.
Yes.
Pay him and
Yes.
screw yourselves, but it's gonna be a sad
Uh-huh.
day when Danny Dimes wakes up to a 32 million annual instead of 45, man.
So I think I was-
One good year, and it was okay.
It was all right.
okay.
I think what Jones is trying to do, and I don't remember what show I was listening to talk about this, but I think he's only asking for that much to get them off of the franchise tag. Because they want to, like, the franchise tag for him is 32 million for this year. So he says, give me 45, probably hoping to meet in the middle at 37.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because if
that's
he
right.
values himself, at 45 million a year, there's something wrong with him.
I was
there's
you ready to
something wrong
not
with
play in the league, Danny? Because no one's gonna pay you.
No.
You know what I mean? No
No.
one's gonna pay you.
He's not somebody that you think that's a guy you give 20% of your cap to. No,
Not
nobody.
after
would do that.
one season where he played well, but at the end of the day, did he play amazing? Did he play great? They won a playoff game against the Minnesota team that we said eventually it's going to bite him in the ass because you can't play close games every game all year. When you play 13 close games and you've won 12 of them, you're going to lose one eventually. Well, then the G-men, like we said in the mock, they play real talent in the Eagles and they get fucking trounced.
Mhm.
Bad.
And,
it's like,
when you
okay,
look at
I want you, and again, it's not even an NFC team. It's not even the 49ers that were dominant and came in about it. It's a division rival. You have to play twice a year minimum, and your guy can't compete, and you want 45 to try to win the division that we can't win? Come on, man.
no
Come
shot.
on, man.
And Daniel Jones had 3 games this season where he threw more than 230 yards. That's it. 3 games.
Yeah.
2 of them came against the Vikings. 2 of his 3 were against the Vikings.
And a couple other games, it's defensive turnovers, special teams turnovers, man. These things you cannot count on. You cannot rely on we're going to get a muff punt against the Seahawks that allows us to just chew the clock and win the game. No, that's not going to happen every time. You cannot rely. It was when the Bears had the best defense and they've got 25 turnovers. That's great. Well, let's see what happens when a team gets 6 turnovers. That's
Yeah.
20 plus different. That's 20 different. You know what I mean? That's so many times, so many possessions, so much yardage. That's different. The field of position where you start, it's different. Like you cannot rely on a defense to make you plays, give you 40-yard fields, Danny Dimes, where you guys can just run read option all down the field. We'll see. And especially if Saquon leaves, you're back there by yourself.
Yeah, it's just
Back
him.
there by yourself. Don't have Saquon to worry about. Don't have a guy that runs harder than practically anyone in the league. And if he gets to like a space, he's gone. You don't have that in the backfield, especially when you want 45 mil. Good luck.
Yeah, not happening. It's just not happening. Straight up.
About it all is say even if he only gets 40 mil, like what is Jalen Hurts about to get as well?
Oh my God.
Pay these
Hey.
guys. You pay him less.
Lamar is grinning. And Lamar says, "Go get paid, Daniel Jones." And
Yep.
same with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, no, Justin Fields, like, go get paid, guys. And if we have any remote success, we're gonna be worth 60 million. Like,
Jeez, that's insane. But I will say, for all the negative about Daniel Jones, picking him at 20, I'm happy with that
I'll
value.
take that.
my
as
draft.
well. Yeah, definitely. Because I
For
mean,
For the
this year-
talent, I'll take the value, not
this
considering
year, if we're just
contract.
off of this year alone, you could argue he's fringe top 10.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
Just-
so, but is that where he truly is? I don't know. You guys see this? Mike Florio, so take a lick of salt. You know, I hate that guy, grain of
me
salt.
too.
He says Brady might unretire if Niners give him a ring. They say,
Oh.
hey, Tom Brady, want to come play quarterback, be the starter, guaranteed all year, baby. Tom said, I might come back for that.
That'd be.
You know what it was he retires, goes, Giselle, we getting back together? She said, fuck no. He said, I'm going back.
I'm playing it. I'm
going
not done. I will say Brady on the Niners would be scary.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I'll give him
I
that.
mean,
That's the
dude
one
doesn't
team.
get hurt. I mean,
No,
even
no.
if he's been old, you know.
That's the one team that I think makes a lot of sense. I guess you could say Jets, but there's other ways they could pursue it, in my opinion. But Niners is the only way Brady comes back. I think he's done though. But
Yeah, I think he's
I
finished.
think Florio got to tweet something.
He finally.
After that fucking underwear pick, he should not be allowed back in the league after that.
Yeah, he needs to be excommunicated. We don't want to see him again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
Still
Oh, yeah.
give him a year until he takes Greg Olson's job.
Oh, poor Greg Olson. He was
I know.
awesome.
Such
Why
a
does
good
Greg
dude.
Olson go from making 10 million Brady signs? He's making like 3 million now. It's like, damn, the Brady clause.
Yeah, so basically Brady takes over. So you get Greg Olson's getting paid 10 million because he's the number 1 team on there, but now he gets bumped to the number 2 team and he takes a $7 million pay cut a year. Not like he really needs the money. You know, he was in the NFL forever, but still that hurts, man. That's a
It's not even
huge
guaranteed
pay
that
cut.
Tom Brady's going to be good at this.
Right. He might be a terrible commentator.
watch him
I saw
come
Drew
out and
Brees,
just,
Drew Brees up there and he sucked.
I will say, depending on what it is, but it's like, man, the greatest of all time. Can he just explain it for the regular Joe? We'll see.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Is there anything that you guys want to add before we move on? And then we can go ahead and get you guys, we all start prepping for the AFC North video that will be coming out shortly after this one, a day or two after this one. Anything else you guys want to add here?
It's a great episode, baby. Keep following, keep commenting, subscribe, like, check out TikTok, Twitter, all the socials, baby. Love it, man.
Bingo.
Everything Addison said.
Yeah.
We should do different position drafts too in the future, like
I was
running back.
just thinking running back. I was just thinking we should do running back next.
Yep, I'm down.
Like, and I want to do like running backs. We can do running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. We can do offensive line, just an entire offensive line. And we can do like defenses, just full defense. I want, this is my first
We
defense.
would do like a team draft, like we draft each position.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do like a quarterback, a running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and then an O-line defense.
I like it. I like it.
That'd be fun. But yeah, so let us know what else you guys want us to do in these videos, what else you want us to talk about. Obviously, we've got more mock drafts coming out. If you haven't already, go check out Addison's mock draft. I loved it. The picks were great. Some shocks in there. I love that we got the gallery mode, so we were able to get my reaction to your first overall pick. That made me so happy.
I love it, man, because it was a nice reaction. It was too good of a reaction.
I was stunned. I was straight up stunned. I loved it. It was great. But that's all we've got for you guys. So thanks for coming by and checking out today's videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Appreciate it.